Hello and welcome everyone to our August Twinkle Tradition release intro video. Our August release is going to be cheerful and bright and merry and all of those things. And as you can see, it is a big release. So this video might take a little longer than usual. I would recommend, you grab a cup of coffee or whatever you like and sit back and enjoy all of the products that I will share with you and all of the project inspiration. And yeah, it's, as I said, it's a big release and we have a variety of products for you. And as the name suggests, so Twinkle and Tradition, we have lots of traditional images, but also some fun modern twists on the holiday Christmas winter theme. And to be honest, I don't even know where to get started, so I'm just gonna go ahead and, grab the first thing on the top of my stack. And we are going to start with this beautiful cover plate die called Evergreen Sparkle. This is definitely going to be a great staple in your stash. And it's not even, obviously, if you combine it with Christmas or holiday themed products, it definitely has that look, but I can see it being used with any kind of other product or theme. It adds these beautiful edged details and cuts out these little sort of stars. And you can of course use it for die cutting in A2 panel. It won't cut the outside, which is nice, so you can cut even larger pieces. And you can of course also use it for dry embossing. And you will see some examples as we go along. Next up, another great product for creating backgrounds is the interlaced Quatrefoil press plate and coordinating die. They can be used together, they can be used alone, lots of different options, also perfectly sized for an A2 card. And so the press plate can be used for either hot foiling and adding beautiful foil details, or for a letterpress effect with the better press system, or even for dry embossing, just to add a little bit of texture. And the coordinating die then cuts out this pattern, so you end up with this sort of lace design. And again, the die can also be used on its own. Or we have more additions to our sort of product lineup that consists of die with coordinating stencil only, so no stamp in the product suite. And this one I think is going to be a fan favorite. It's the Whispers of Poinsettia product suite. And this is absolutely beautiful, and you can create a card in no time and just sticking to this one and maybe adding a beautiful sentiment, and then you're done. So this creates this beautiful cluster of poinsettias and also cuts out the space in between. So the die adds these edged lines to give the flowers a little bit more detail and a little bit more dimension, but it also cuts out the inside, so you have you can see the background through this cluster. And then the coordinating 5-piece stencil set can be used to color in the image and create lots of different color schemes with it. Our design team has already been busy with this one and created so many gorgeous designs. Here is one that I made, heavily inspired by Jody. So she came up with sort of a glitter background and then just popped this beautiful poinsettia design on top, and then just a sentiment and a ribbon, and you are done. And a few clear drops if you like. This card came together in no time. Next up, we have another stencil and die only product suite called Timeless Tidings. And this one can be used to create some beautiful holly and ivy designs together with 3 different ornaments. So you can arrange these in different arrangements. You can use just the ornaments or just the leafy greenery. and the berries, you know, lots of different options. And then with the coordinating 5-piece layering stencil set, you can ink blend the different pieces of this die. And as with our stencil and die only product suites, we have these registration marks, these triangles, the same on the Whispers of Poinsettia. The triangles are there to help you, first of all, line up your stencils. So we have the registration marks in the corners, but also to make it even easier, we also have these triangles on our stencils. So you would ink blend your color over the first layer, over the triangles. And then for your next layer, you just need to line up those 3 triangles and you are have the perfect placement. And then once you're done with your ink blending, you can put the die on top and again align these triangles. And you will get a perfectly die cut image without any white lines. So this is a great thing about these product suites. Same as with the Poinsettia, you will see there is no white outline on these. And I think this one is going to be great to be combined with other products and just tuck some of those little leaves or berries in here and there for some added details or make them the center of your card. Another stencil and die only product suite is the Christmas lights. This one is again perfectly sized for an A2 card. This one actually does cut the outline, and it also adds these sort of kind of stitched lines that look like strings of lights, and you get the little light bulbs that are cut out. And then with the coordinating 2-piece stencil set, you can color in the lights. So you would color in the lights on a piece of paper on an A2 panel, and then die cut this from a different panel and place your die cut panel on top of the ink blended one to get this dimensional effect and to have the different colored lights showing through. Or you can also, of course, use this die as it is without any stencil, or just for dry embossing to create a little bit of texture on your backgrounds. Now, I promise we also have stamps and press plates in this release, not only stencils and dies, but as it is a big release, there are a few more. This one is called Tree of Tales, and it's going to be, especially for you, the book lovers out there, it's a great product suite, but I think it's a great one in general. So we have, again, a die and a coordinating stencil, a 6-piece layering stencil, and the die cuts out this sort of tree shape that is made up of stacks of books. And then the layering stencils, the 6-piece stencil set, is there to color in all of these elements on this book tree. And together with the theme, we have a 3-piece product suite called Once Upon a Holiday that is a sentiment only product suite. So you have a 4x6 clear stamp set coordinating press plates that includes all of the same sentiments, and an 8-piece die set that consists or includes a die for each of these sentiments. Now, the sentiments mostly revolve around this idea of sort of books and stories. So you have sentiments like, may your holiday season be filled with stories worth telling. Once Upon a Holiday, with this kind of fairy tale font. And here is an example that I created with the Evergreen Sparkle cover plate die, and then also with the Tree of Tales stencil and die only product suite, and 2 of the sentiments where I used the press plate. Next up, we have another product suite with a stamp. So this one is called the Shelf Edit Magic of the Season. And this is a 4-piece product suite with a 4x6 clear stamp set, coordinating dies, a coordinating press plate set, and a coordinating layering stencil set. And the clear stamps consist of 1 large stamp with all of the images merged onto one, and then 3 coordinating sentiments. May the quiet magic of the season bring you joy, watching, waiting, and wishing you a season full of treasured memories. And it has these cute little sort of icons that you can cut out with the coordinating dies, as well as the sentiments. So there is a die for each of the sentiments. And the die is, of course, also one piece, so you can cut all of these at once. And you can see there is another little thing here, a little Christmas tree. And this one is part of the coordinating layering stencils. So this is a 6-piece stencil set. And with these stencils, you can color in the little tree with some Christmas lights or ornaments. So you can see here, this is what the elements could look like when you ink blend them. And then together with this product suite, we have another product that coordinates with it. We have a shadow box frame. Now, for those who are going to attend the August Create and Connect event, you will already have this die. So this is the same die, but the shadow box frame can of course also be combined with any other product suite. So again, our design team has created beautiful projects with this, combining it with the Tree of Tales, with the Poinsettia, and you could even combine it with non-holiday themed products. So this is a great staple for any in any stash. And it creates a a shadow box frame for A2 size, so it fits an A2 card base perfectly once it's all assembled. And there is an assembly tutorial video on our YouTube channel that you can watch to help you figure out how to put this together. And once you've done it, you can see it's really easy to do and really quick, and you can have lots of fun combining this with your products, with the products in your stash. And here are some card projects that I created to show you that you don't need to use all of these images, all of these illustrations on just one card. I actually created 3 different cards with one go of these images. So I created this little gatefold card by combining it with the embroidery hoop from our January release, and then the Evergreen sparkle on my background. You can see the great detail that this adds. Another wonderful new product suite with stems, dies, press plates, and a stencil set is called Merry Melodies. And this again is a 4x6 clear stamp set with one large image stamp. So this is all again combined onto one stamp. And then 2 small sentiments saying "Rockin' around the Christmas tree" and "Joy begins at home." The coordinating die cuts out the image, so no die for the sentiments, but these are really basically just sentiments, or could be cut into sentiment strips. And then the coordinating die, as you can see, also adds these edge details again on the Christmas tree. I will show you a sample in a second. The coordinating press plate again has the image, so the press plate and the die work together perfectly, and of course the stamp too. And the layering stencils to color in your stamped or hot foiled or letterpressed image, creating this cute little scene around the Christmas tree with the record player, some gifts, this little these ornaments, the ribbon. So I used this product suite to create a trifold window card and also combined it with the interlaced Quatrefoil. So you can see on the background here, I used the press plate just for some dry embossing to add some texture. And then on this panel here, I used it with some foil to add this intricate, fine foiled background pattern. Another new product suite perfect for creating little scenes is called Holiday Express. And this one consists of a cling stamp, a press plate, a die, and coordinating stencils. And this one is really fun because, first of all, so the cling stamp stamps this great little scene of the train coming out from a tunnel and driving over this bridge. And then you have a coordinating press plate that you can also use, and it creates the same design. So you could use this for hot foiling or a letterpress effect. And then the coordinating 8-piece layering stencil set can be used to color in your little scene. And the coordinating die cuts only the trees that are colored in with the layering stencils. So the train and the bridge and everything is sort of part of the background. This will not be die cut. Instead, the trees are available as a separate die. And then the layering stencils include 3 stencils to color in the trees. So sort of the main part of the tree, the trunks, and these little highlights or details that you could either color in green, for example, or you could even use this to add some snow accents, for example. And then the other 5 stencils can be used to color in the train, the background, the bridge, and everything else. And the trees are, of course, also a great addition to your stash to be used with any other product suite. Now this one is, I think, going to be another fan favorite. This is the Lantern Landscapes die and coordinating stencil together with 2 different coordinating stencils to create scenes. And those of you who were part of the Cards for Him Create and Connect event in May already have this die and the layering stencils to color in the lantern. We had so many requests from all of you to release this product with new scenes or come up with new scenes that those of you who already have this lantern could use with. And yeah, we decided to make it happen for the holiday release and created 2 new layering stencil sets to go with this. These were also the lantern, and all of the scenes were created by Dawn Wolfslegel, who's very talented, and she came up with these adorable little scenes here. So you have the snowy cottage that creates this little cottage with some mountains, snow-topped mountains, and trees in the background. And then the other one here for a little car with a stack of gifts on the roof. And I think both of these are absolutely adorable, and especially the car one could be used for lots of different occasions, even for birthdays, so it doesn't have to be Christmas. And you can see here, so I used the car, the Joyride stencil, last week's YouTube live session together with Carissa, and Carissa used the snowy cottage. So if you missed that YouTube live, make sure to check it out and see what both of us came up with. So this was my project that I created in a live, and I actually used the lantern die to create this shaped card. So here you can see what the lantern looks like once it's die cut. So you actually have these openings, you have all of these beautiful edge details, and popped on some of the Timeless Tidings leaves and berries that I told you would come in handy with lots of different products. And the lantern itself can of course also be combined with other product suites. And then finally we have one new sort of type of product. We have a stencil and die bundle. So this one here is called Tied with Cheer, and it consists of 4 dies, so 3 large wreaths, and then 1 little bow, and a coordinating stencil, so it's a 1-piece stencil, to color in the bow. So you have 3 layers for the bow, and then you have a die to die cut the stenciled or ink blended bow. And you can cut these different wreaths, so they all are a little bit different. You can see, so this one is pretty symmetrical, and this one has some more details, and this one has some even finer leaves. And you can cut these from different cardstocks or also from white cardstock and use some blending brushes to ink blend the die cut pieces and then layer them on top of each other. Here I use them with a combination of glitter cardstock and then just some white cardstock I ink blended. And you can see, so I actually layered 4 on top of each other. So I die cut one of those twice. And then also combined it with the shelf added little houses to create this little scene here. So there's one more product in our August release that I almost forgot to mention, and it's our Ultra Clean Stamp Cleaner that we are adding to our Studio Essentials. And this blush liquid smells heavenly like lavender, so it makes cleaning your stamps and stencils so much more fun. And it works perfectly with clear stamps and rubber stamps, or also for cleaning your stencils, and also for cleaning even dark inks and our detail black ink. And you can see here in a second how great it works. So you don't need much, only a spritz. You can spritz it either directly onto your stamp or on a cloth, and then just wipe your stamp clean, and you will see it's as good as new, even with our detail black ink. Now the same goes for darker colors and also reds, which are often a bit of an issue when it comes to cleaning off of stamps. And again, here I didn't use much, and I have a clean stamp that's now ready to use with the next color. So we hope you will give this stamp cleaner a try. I can only tell you my stamps and stencils have never been cleaner, and it's a lot more fun with the nice smell. So yeah, that's everything from our August release. Now I hope you enjoyed this closer look at our August release. Make sure to leave a comment below with your favorite product and you will be entered to win the entire August release. And make sure to also check out our blog hop with lots of inspiration, even more chances to win. And then tomorrow we will also have an Instagram hop with, again, more inspiration and prizes. Thank you so much for joining us and happy creating. Take care.